5 common project management mistakes. As a corporate trainer, I've taught project management skills for more than a decade and spoken at project management conferences around the world. And one thing that's clear is that project management isn't just for project managers. More and more team leaders, individuals, and executives are realizing that they too need core project management skills to be more effective and efficient in the workplace. After all, the reality is that virtually everyone manages projects at some point in their career. As I've worked with individuals and teams, I've noticed 5 very common project management mistakes. Mistake number 1: ignoring the team slacker. The unfortunate reality is that if you work with teams long enough, you'll encounter someone who isn't pulling their weight. Instead of completing tasks on time, they always seem to have an excuse. One slacking team member can not only negatively impact their tasks, but they can ultimately become a drag on the entire project by delaying other tasks and also decreasing team morale. A key mistake that project managers make is instead of actively addressing the weak link on the team, they instead opt to ignore it and just hope they'll improve. Remember that when you ignore the slacker on the team, you're really encouraging that behavior, not just with them, but with the entire team as well. And you're likely eroding your credibility with the team in the process. Mistake number 2: skipping the initiating phase. So many teams that I work with assume that the first phase of project management is planning, when it's really initiating. Initiating is the critical first phase of project management where the initial idea should be vetted to determine whether it should even become a project. If you've ever found yourself months into a horrible project, scratching your head, asking yourself, why are we even doing this? Or saying, this project makes no sense, that was probably a project that skipped the initiating phase. During initiating, the project idea should be analyzed by asking key initiating questions like, what are the benefits, costs, and risks associated with this project? What problem are we actually trying to solve, and is a project the best way to achieve that? Is this the best use of resources at this time? What is the cost of not doing the project? And should we walk away instead? Having an objective vetting process is also a great way to weed out those brilliant senior management thought bubbles that no one wants to burst. Yes, no one wants to tell the boss that they have an ugly baby, so instituting a non-biased evaluation process is a great way to tactfully push back on those flawed, impulsive ideas before they become full-blown projects. Mistake number 3: skipping risk analysis. During my project management courses, I often ask for a show of hands for those who have worked on projects where everything has gone perfectly and nothing has gone wrong. Not surprisingly, I haven't gotten a single hand raised yet. Of course not. It just doesn't happen. Every project carries risk. But unfortunately, too often we don't take the time to analyze risk during project planning. Usually I get the pushback, we don't have time to do risk analysis. But then somehow those same teams find the time to fix the problems they encounter throughout the project because they didn't have the foresight to conduct risk analysis and develop backup plans or mitigation strategies to anticipate those risks. Mistake number 4: not being brutally honest with the project sponsor. Too many project managers make the mistake of telling the project sponsor or client what they want to hear instead of what they need to hear. It might feel good in the moment, but when the project crashes and burns, the sponsor will not only be disappointed in the results, they'll be even more frustrated, if not furious, that they were blindsided and missed the opportunity to help get things back on track. Don't sugarcoat reality. Be honest with the project sponsor early and often. Present the risk analysis before the project even begins so that they can be fully aware of the potential dangers and provide assistance as needed to help make the project a success. Mistake number 5, failing to learn from previous mistakes. One well-known definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and somehow expecting different results. But we do it all the time on our projects. We use the same lousy vendors, use the same broken processes, run meetings with the same ineffective format, and so on. Oftentimes, just because it's easier to do things the way we've always done them. Also, once a project is over, teams are usually so focused on moving on to the next project that there's no proper project closeout. Part of your closeout process should include a lessons learned analysis to see what worked well and what could be improved on the next project. If you're interested in learning more, contact us today for information on our amazing project management simulation workshop. In this workshop, participants will participate in a case-based project management simulation where they create structures using Legos, compete in teams to apply project management skills and concepts, learn to use tools like the project charter and ground rules to help get everyone on the same page and clarify expectations. Learn a 4-step model for developing a project schedule. Learn more about project management tools and techniques, including work breakdown structures and Gantt charts. Learn techniques for enhancing project status meetings and overall team communications. Learn change management best practices, and learn an effective risk analysis technique. Most importantly, it won't be another one of those dreadfully boring presentations or training sessions where you'd rather watch paint dry. Whether you're interested in a presentation for a conference, team retreat, or lunch and learn, or a half or full day training workshop, the session will be highly interactive and packed with practical tips that participants can begin using immediately. Contact us today at info@professionalismmatters.com or 678-777-7188.